Hello friends, it's me Stereo, and in this video I'll be showing you around this medieval times themed house that I've built in Creative, and I'll be also showing you some techniques on how to build it and some block palettes that you can use. Let's get into it. Alright, so from that little montage that I've made, you should have a little bit of an impression of what this house is, what it looks like on the inside, and if you liked it, then stick around because I'll show you some techniques on how I built it. And I won't show you how to build this exact copy because that's kind of boring and just lame, but I'll show you the techniques that you can use to build something that looks like it, but is also unique and yours. So let's get right into this. Alright, so before you start building the house itself, you need to pick a block palette, and if you don't know what a block palette is, it's essentially just a bunch of blocks that you use to build your house that just match each other and look good together. For example, a contrast of dark brown with white looks pretty clean. So with this house, as you can see, I went with some, and is that on the side? Diorite, yeah, that's diorite. So I went with some diorite and with some smooth diorite and then some stripped logs. So as you can see, this is looking pretty fresh, pretty nice. Now, I don't want to pick the same block palette for the house that I'll show you how to build, because I think that's going to be a little bit too repetitive. I will use dark oak wood, though. Let's see. Alright, so I've picked my block palette, and as you can see, it's just dark oak wood planks, white concrete, stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, and spruce log. That is actually more than enough for us just to start with it, and then we're going to be adding some details later on. So right now I want you to pick a block that you would use to build a base. Now I usually use wool, I don't know why, but yeah, we're going to use brown wool. And the first thing that you want to do to build a house successfully, and this is probably one of the most important things, is to pick a shape. Now please don't try going for like a simple rectangle. That is boring and it's just not going to end up looking very good and unique. So what I'm thinking is we're going to go with like a little... yeah, we're not going to build a big house because that's going to take a long time. But we're going to build something like this. Alright, so this is the shape that I've picked, and as you can see, it's a pretty simple shape. It's smaller than this house right here, just for the sake of the tutorial, because I don't want to make it too long. I just want to share the techniques themselves. So the next thing that you would want to do after picking your shape is build up the corners. Now, as you can see, all I've done is just you find all the corners and build up a bunch of blocks. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, but yours doesn't have to be 4. It all depends on your taste and the way you want your building to look like. So that is already looking like a pretty nice base for the first floor, but our building is going to be 2 floored. So what I'd like to do next is just follow these simple steps. You want to build a layer on the outside. So basically you build that same shape as you did on the bottom, but it's 1 block wider in every direction. So I did that because you need to add a little bit of depth to your build. And here on this build, as you can see, it steps out 1 single block. And it's not only because that adds the depth to your build, but also because in the medieval times, most houses actually look like that. So yeah, just do that. And then after you're done with this, same thing as we did before, just build up the corners too. Alright, so now I'm done building up the corners for the second layer, and I mean, this is starting to look like a pretty nice base for a pretty nice looking house. Alright, so the next thing that you might want to do after finishing the base layer of your house is actually start changing up these blocks onto the block palette that you chose. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go with stone bricks on the bottom and then white concrete on top. So that's going to look something like this. And instead of these pillars, there's going to be spruce logs. So that is already, in my mind, looking pretty nice. So yeah, I'm just going to do that and I'll be back to you in a second. Alright, so the base layer is now done, and as you can see, the walls are looking a little bit different, and that is because white concrete by itself looks a little bit too crisp for a medieval times themed house. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I added diorite and polished diorite into the mix, and that is looking a little bit better, considerably better I'd say. And now I went to the next layer. So here we're going to use cobblestone, just like in this build, but you don't have to use cobblestone again, as I said. This is all optional, and yeah, your block palette might not even look like mine. It might be completely different, but who knows? Maybe yours looks better. So yeah, let's go on with the second layer, and I'll see you in a second. Even though for me it's going to be like 15 minutes, I'd say. Alright, so the second layer is now done, and now is the time to move on to the roof. Now, this is looking kind of finished, but it's clearly not, because we've got a lot of detail to add. We've got the insides and all that stuff. And actually, I think the roof is the most complicated step of this build. So when you build it, there isn't really a tutorial on how to do it, and you can't really follow someone's steps to do it. But if it's random, or if something doesn't look right, don't panic about it, because that randomness actually adds to the detail, adds character. So we're going to surround this house with a roof. It's going to go from over here, like this. So, okay, so that's not supposed to be here. As you can see, I'm making mistakes already. Because here we're going to have another sort of roof. It's going to go this way. And this is a little step out. I didn't actually include this step out for the door, because this is where the door is going to be. And as you can see, this door right here looks kind of plain. There's nothing really to it. It's just a door. It's just like an entrance, you know. But in this house, I want to improve on my mistakes, and as you can see, I've made a little step out, so that is going to look a lot better. But I'm going to just stick to this roof for now, because this is just, oh, this is going to be complicated to do. The roof is, I mean, it's not really done, but what I've done is I've actually changed the shape a little bit. As you can see on this one, it starts to go normally and then it goes around, but I realized that most medieval houses actually had their roof really tall. I mean, that's looking a little bit too fat, a little too beefy, you know what I mean? But I think you can actually work with that. I think this is what I'm gonna stick with. I have never been so frustrated in my whole life before. Basically, as you guys know, we have actually stopped on the roof. And yeah, I kept recording, I finished the tutorial, and yeah, it turns out that the footage was actually corrupted. Yikes. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly... I still want to upload the video, so really all I can do here is just give you like a little tour and explain the things in the way I did them. So let's just quickly... Time, set, day. Sorry for the keyboard noises. I know my microphone is absolutely terrible. I've actually ordered a Blue Yeti that is coming to me very soon, so don't worry about the sound quality. That is going to be leveled up very soon. Anyway, we finished on the roof, so yeah, as you can see, all I've done here really is I copied this same technique, but on a smaller scale, and I really like how this turned out. Now this place here, I decided to flatten it out because, yeah, I was a little bit lazy, but I did put a chimney here, which is very nice. I like putting chimneys on my houses. They just add to the character. Anyway, the next thing that we moved on to after finishing the roof was actually the interior. And we filled in the floor with the oak wood planks. And yeah, just started putting the essentials of a base inside of here. So we've got that little storage system here. And you got the ender chest, a bunch of barrels, a bunch of chests, so that's nice. You got your enchanting room. Well, it's not really your room, it's just like, yeah, it's kind of in the way. But this lantern really makes up for it. It's very atmospheric. You've got your working place right here. 2 smokers, 4 blast furnaces, 1 furnace, and 1 working bench, and another double chest. Just, you know, to have your kind of stuff that you really use a lot, like the recent sort of things inside of it. Anyway, little fireplace over here, just to decorate a little bit. And then when you go up the staircase, yeah, there's not much on top here, but you don't really need that much on top. Just, yeah, it's just your, you know, your bed. Typical stuff. Also, yes, I have switched to 1.15. So we've got chains, we've got the nether, we've got everything, all the new stuff. So I actually decided to use the chains in the build. But if you don't have chains, then that's fine. Just place it like this. Anyway, got the nether portal right here. And yeah, that really is it for the insides of the build. There's not much about it, but it's a very nice build. I really like this. I really like the shape and just the outside, the way it looks a lot better than this house, because I did do some mistakes here. And yeah, this is just not looking the best. Anyway though, on the outside we did some decoration, like making this little path. So yeah, we got that. We got this little fireplace, little kind of hanging out kind of spot, which is also nice. And yeah, I think this was my first time building a well in Minecraft, so please don't judge me. Yeah, it's a well, I guess. And yeah, that really is it for the build. I really like how this turned out, and I feel very bad. It's quite sad, just the fact that the video wasn't really captured in the way I built this, but yeah, I hope from this little tour you kind of got the idea, and just the way maybe you've got some inspiration for your builds and the way you want to build your house. Yeah, I guess this is really it. I don't really have much more to talk about. All I do have to say is that there's a survival series coming out very soon with me and my friends playing on a realm. As I've mentioned before in the video, I don't think I have, but if I have, yeah. As I said, me and my friends are going to be doing a survival series in 1.16 when that comes out. But as of for now, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then please consider subscribing, because I need to build my audience right now as we're starting out with the channel. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. What's that? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh god.